Now to weather, and we have a live look over St. Ignace from our Doppler 9 and 10 Skycam at the Visitors Bureau. And it's a gloomy day with rainy skies. Well, some of us saw some heavy rain like here in downtown Traverse City, and skies should stay partly to mostly cloudy tonight. Some may see a few sprinkles and a chance for some rumbles of thunder. Doppler 9 and 10 meteorologist John Gross is here now. And John, I believe you have a tornado warning to tell us about tonight.
Yeah, that's right, Adam. Coming on the air live here just after 6 o'clock. We did have an area of rotation we were watching over Lake Michigan, and now it has crossed into Antrim County. So I want to go ahead and take this full, and we're going to stick with this tornado warning as long as we do have it out there right now. For Antrim County, it's going to be in effect until 6:45. Main area of concern as of right now is going to be into Antrim County, western portions, just to the east of M31. The area of rotation we're focusing in on a little bit closer is just over Bel Air at this hour. So if you're in any of these areas, please make sure that you are getting into your safe zone, into a sturdy building, away from doors and windows as we continue to watch this storm. Again, we were watching this area of rotation and at least the storm moving over the lake, at least from the past few minutes. Now it's crossed over land and it continues to hold its rotation. So as of right now, if you're just now joining us, National Weather Service did decide to go with a tornado warning. That is for Antrim County. We're going to hold on to that until about 6:45 this evening. So if you're anywhere within Bel Air and even into especially western Antrim County, we're going to want you to get into your safe zone at the moment at this hour. So if you're just joining us, we're now following an active tornado warning for western Antrim County. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got out there. It's been some heavy rainfall, so this is right into Bel Air. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit closer here. We'll go ahead and get some streets so we can go ahead and get this a little bit more figured out. So anywhere near Bel Air Highway, if you're anywhere near Lynn Road, South 88, or I should say M88 Highway going towards West Eddy School Road, and then anywhere just within Bel Air itself. So North Arms, Stover Road, this is where the current area of rotation is as of right now, where it is about to be in the next few hours. We're getting some very heavy rainfall just to the west of Bel Air at this hour. So Bel Air Highway, Wright Road, Lewin Road, where you see a lot of those oranges, yellows, and even some of the reds and even some of the pinks as of right now. That's where we have that area of rotation at the moment. Let me go ahead and broaden the view here real quick. So as of right now, this was severe warned. We did just put this out on social media. Is as now a tornado warning. That's going to be in effect. Let me get you that current information coming in from the National Weather Service from Gaylord. That's until 6:45 this evening. So current time as of right now, 6:03. So we do have about another half hour to go with this storm. I want to go ahead and reset real quick. So we've been following showers and storms throughout the entire afternoon across the region. Nothing has gone severe. This is one of the first severe storms that we have had. I'll go ahead and loop the radar over the past 15 minutes. We were seeing what we call that defined hook echo. You can kind of see it there. Let me go ahead and turn off some of these warnings that we've got. And you can kind of see that hook coming right over the bay. So this was just off of the East Bay, crossing over US 31. So that was just north of Acme. And now we're seeing this area of rotation moving right there into Bel Air. So there it is over about the past 15 minutes, just to the south of Torch Lake and just to the south of East Jordan. So anywhere within these areas, you're going to want to get into a sturdy building away from doors and windows. It does look like as of right now we're getting a new update on that storm itself right over Bel Air. Anywhere near Bel Air, I want to go ahead and get a few more streets if you're just now joining us. M88 towards West Eddy School Road, Bush Road, and then anywhere near Bel Air and going to the north and to the east if you're in Antrim County. That's going to be the area of concern as of right now. Going ahead, we're taking a look here at the velocity. So it might be a little bit hard to see here, but anywhere you do have those reds and those greens coming together, that's the big reason why the Weather Service is going with this tornado warning at the moment. So we're taking a look at some of that rotation at this hour. We were watching it a little bit more over the bay and then even still early over Lake Michigan about a half hour or so ago. It seems to have held its strength, and now it's starting to move over land. So this is the big reason why, again, we're going with that storm being tornadically warned into now western and moving even into central Antrim County. Let me go ahead and get some time estimates here on this storm. And if you're now just joining us, following an active tornado warning, Antrim County, I just want to go ahead and get a few estimated times if we can here, but anywhere you see these yellow, or I should say the reds and those greens, now just to the northeast of Bel Air. That's going to be the main concern, or at least the main area of rotation that we're looking for. Now, we haven't had anything indicated, or at least anything confirmed from the National Weather Service, but that's what we're watching at the moment. So, again, just joining us, let's go ahead and get just reset here. We'll get you some information. Tornado warning, that's for Antrim County. We've got that until 6:45. As of right now, 6:07. So we're holding on to this at least for another half hour. Let's go ahead and go back to the radar. And this is what we're looking at. We'll go ahead and loop this over the past 15 minutes. So this is what we call a defined hook echo. You can kind of see that little hook moving just throughout Bel Air over the past 15 minutes, and that's where we've got the main concern with this storm. So heavy rainfall, we've got lots of lightning, probably even our fair share of some hail. I want to go ahead and take a look at that as well. So where you're seeing some of those pink and magenta shadings, there is a history of the storm having some hail associated with it, probably at least 1 inch near, if not even bigger than that in diameter over the past 15 minutes. Again, it did move over the West Arm Bay, or I should say the east part of the bay, and now we are seeing that move over land. So did just move over Torch Lake and now moving off to the north and east. So anywhere up M66, I would say, just to the north and east of Bel Air, that's where we're holding on to that active area of rotation at this hour. Let's go ahead and go back to the velocity, and I'll go ahead and pause this here. So again, if you're just joining us, active tornado warning, Antrim County, 6:45. And remember, what we look for in these situations is going to be those reds and those greens coming together. That's what we call a couplet. Where we have those couplets and we have those darker colors, that's going to be the best chance for any type of rotation within the storm. That's the big reason why the National Weather Service from Gaylord is still going to hold on to this tornado warning. So it does look like over the past few minutes we have seen a little bit of weakening with that, but enough to still warrant the warning. So that's what we're going to follow for you here over the next few hours. So anywhere to the north and east of Bel Air, approaching M66, so just to the south of East Jordan. This is where you're going to want to be, at least in your safe zone, or at least getting into a sturdy building away from doors, away from windows, at least until the storm does pass over you. Let's go ahead and go back to the reflectivity. We'll go ahead and put that into motion. There it is over the past 15 minutes. So as of right now, storm moving through Bel Air. You're about on the tail end of it, but anywhere north and east of Bel Air going towards M66, that's where we got the main focus of concern as of right now. Still, again, tornado warning now going to be in effect until 6:45 this evening. They did go with a severe thunderstorm warning earlier with a tornado tag, and it seems that there was enough indications there of rotation for them to pull the trigger on the tornado warning. So that's what we're holding on to now until we get to at least 6:45. So that includes pretty much west of 131 within Antrim County. But the main focus as of right now is going to be just to the northeast of Bel Air, right before M66. So areas just south and west of Chestonia. And I apologize if I'm saying that incorrectly, but anywhere to the northeast of Bel Air and then going southwest of M66. That's going to be our main focus with this area of rotation. Now, let's go ahead and get an updated scan, and we'll go back to this. Let me go ahead and pause that for you. And I want to go ahead and just get down to street level. So when we do see the reds and we see some of these greens coming together, that's going to be the main focus on where we want to make sure that we're taking shelter immediately, or at least getting into a sturdy building away from doors, away from windows. So anywhere from West Eddy School Road, if your area's near Bush Road, Ritt Road, Stark Road, and then just up M66 a little bit further north. Those are going to be some of the main spots that we want. I would say anywhere south of Pleasant Valley, West Old State Road. It does look like we've got more wooded areas in these spots, which is still good news, but we still do have folks living in these areas. So we want to just make sure we're getting that warning out to as many people that may have property, cabins, cottages, whatever it might be in these spots, as we continue to have an active tornado warning moving through Antrim County. So these are going to be some of the main thoroughways, some of the main roads that the main concern is. It's pretty much right now near Bush Road and West Eddy School Road. That's where we're seeing those reds and we're seeing some of those greens coming together at the moment. So that's the main focus, or the main area of concern as of right now, just to the west of M66. And the big reason, again, why we stick with these is because we continue to get new scans in. So that area of concern is going to continue to move. So that's why we're going to stick with this. 645, I would say if your area is within Bel Air now, the main threat has now just moved off to your north and east, and they have slightly trimmed back that tornado warning. You're still technically included in it, Bel Air, but I would say at the moment, the main threat is now over outside of Bel Air. So north and east of Bel Air. And again, this is taking a look at the reflectivity over the past 15 minutes. So if you're just now joining us, we did have the severe thunderstorm warning. That came on at about 6 o'clock. National Weather Service from Gaylord did have a tornado tag with the storm. There was an area of rotation we were watching that was over the bay just about 15, 30 minutes ago. It has held its strength enough to where we've warranted that tornado warning. And now we're watching this currently at the moment moving throughout Antrim County, 6:45 p.m. for areas between M66, Chestonia, just now to your south and west. That's going to be where you're going to want to now take shelter, get into a sturdy building away from doors, away from windows on the lowest level of your home, if possible. If you don't have a basement, you're going to want to get into the lowest level, a sturdy closet, anything away from windows, that's going to be your best bet. So let's go ahead and reset. Again, the reason why we stick with these tornado warnings, we continue to get new scans in. You see that little beam that's crossing over right now? It's a little white line. That's the radar itself. It's scanning the storm. It's giving us updates on the storm, and it's showing us where exactly it's going and where that main threat currently is. So that's why we're going to stick with it if we do have anything active at the moment, and we currently do, so that's why we're here with it. So just to the northeast of Bel Air, just to the southwest of Chestonia, that's the main hazard, that's the main spot we're watching. Let's go ahead and go through a few more products here while we still have that. So let's go ahead and go back to our reflectivity, or I should say our velocity. Now, the good news is, over the past few minutes, again, the main areas you're looking for is where we see those reds and we see those greens. Where they're coming together, that's what we call a couplet. And that gives us an indication of some stronger rotation. So we were watching this a little bit closer over the bay just about 15 to 30 minutes ago, and it has held its strength enough to where the National Weather Service from Gaylord has decided to go with that tornado warning. But over the past few minutes, it does look like we are slowly seeing a little bit of weakening, but that signature is definitely still there. So if you're joining us, I want to go ahead and get down to street level once again. So right where those reds and right where those greens are coming together, that's going to be our main concern. So anywhere near Green River, if you're near Stark Road, West Eddy School Road, Bush Road, and now approaching M66, that's going to be the main spot of our concern for any type of rotation. I'm taking a look here from the National Weather Service, and as of right now, it doesn't look like we are seeing anything at the moment, but as of right now, it did look like this storm was capable, or did produce nothing confirmed, a water spout either over Lake Michigan or over the bay earlier, and this is the storm that was responsible for that. So we'll have to get confirmation exactly on that. Communicating with Michael Stevens as of right now, trying to get a little bit more information at this moment. But again, that's our main concern at the moment. Tornado warning, if you're just now joining us, Antrim County, 6:45 coming in from the National Weather Service. We get new scans from the radar every now and then, and that's going to be why we're sticking with this storm. So let's go ahead and reset here. We have had some showers. We even had some thunderstorms. So that's the main tornado warning. As of right now, more active weather continues to be right near the tip of the mitt. So even going a little bit farther north near East Jordan, Charlevoix, you're seeing some good showers and storms up towards Charlevoix County, and even going into northern Emmett County, just now near the Straits too. Looks like we're getting a pretty good shower and storm right near Mackinac City at the moment. And then even going towards Drummond Island, pretty good shower and storm moving up your way there too. And just some light showers near the eastern UP. Taking you a little bit farther south though, going towards Cadillac, West Branch, Big Rapids, Mount Pleasant. Doesn't look like we're seeing too much out there right now. So this is our main concern at the moment. And we will stick with this until we do not have that tornado warning anymore. But let's go ahead and run you through it one more time. People join us and leave, so that's why we're going to stick with this at the moment. So if you're now just joining us, it's an active tornado warning. We were following this over the past 15 to 30 minutes. There was an active area of rotation over the lake, and now it has moved over land, and that's what we have out there for you. That's for Antrim County, 6:45 coming in from the National Weather Service, and being 6:17. So we've got about 28 more minutes to go on this storm. We'll see exactly what the service decides to do with it. It was capable of, the storm was severe warned, and now it has been tornadic warned. And there is an area still of some broad rotation that we're still keeping a closer eye on for you. The good news is it does look like that broad area of rotation has slightly weakened, which is good news. But just remember, this is where the reds and the greens come together. So this is still the main area of concern now, pretty much right over M66, Penny Bridge Road, just to the north of Stark Road. And then if we look a little bit farther off to the north and west, so this is just to the south of Chestonia, and then even eventually going areas towards East Old State Road, and then eventually Big Marsh Road. Those are going to be some spots that we're going to watch a little bit closer. So you can see it right there. You can see that area of red. You can see that area of green. That's going to be our main focus, our main spot, our main area that we're focusing a little bit more in on for that possible rotation within the storm. So that's what we have out there for you right now. I'm going to go ahead and get on our National Weather Service chat here, see if we can get any more updates. But again, if you're just joining us, we're just going to reset this real quick. And that's still the main reason why we're following this storm closely. Area of rotation, again, now just crossing over M66. And it still does look like it is there. It does look like it has weakened a little bit, but enough to still warrant it. So this is throughout Antrim County. And if it does hold itself together, it does look like it's moving just off to the east-northeast. And areas approaching M131. So this is just now to the southwest of Elmira. So anywhere within these areas, over the next about 15 minutes, you're going to want to make sure you're finding a place to get inside. This storm has been capable of producing heavy rainfall. We've had some decent hail also with this storm. So let's go ahead and take a look at that as well. So here's the hail potential over about the past 15 minutes, where you're seeing some of those darker purples even going towards some of the blacks. So approaching M66 right there, it looks like we got a pretty strong hail core at the moment. Could be putting down some significant hail also with this storm. So that's going to be another main hazard. We've had a lot of lightning associated with this storm, very strong winds associated with this storm. So now again, just crossing over M66, just south of Chestonia, southwest of Elmira, crossed over M66. Eventually, if it holds itself together, we'll be approaching 131. So that's going to be just to the north of Mansalona and just south of M32. So that's going to be some spots still to keep a closer eye on as the storm is moving fairly quickly. Let me go ahead and get you some latest information here. I'm just going to leave the radar up just for a minute. And this is the newest bulletin coming in with that storm. Quarter-sized tails being reported with it. And we will continue to watch this move off to the east-northeast, moving fairly quickly, about 30 miles per hour. And it does look like a weather spotter has reported a possible tornado west of Bel Air when the storm was initially warned. So that was another reason why it does seem we were getting some spotter confirmation of a potential storm. No confirm or confirmation on that as of yet, but this is the latest bulletin that I'm currently reading. And that was around 5:57, so about a half hour or so ago. So now if you're just joining us, let me put that information back up there so you have that. Tornado warning, Antrim County. The main threat was just near Bel Air, and now it's starting to move off to the east-northeast. So it did just pass over M66, south of Chestonia, and we'll have to watch areas near Elmira here fairly soon if the storm continues to hold its strength. So that's going to be moving areas just north of Mansalona. If you're coming across areas from M32 where it meets or M131, that's going to be a spot to watch a little bit closer. Let's go ahead and get an updated scan on the velocity. So that was another big reason why we were sticking with this storm a little bit closer. And again, where we have those reds and those yellow, or I should say the reds and those greens coming together, that's going to be the main focus or the main area that we're going to watch a little bit closer. So just now crossing, it's going to be right there on your screen. There's some streets for you. Just south of Chestonia, M66, where it meets Penny Bridge Road, and then going a little bit farther north and east. So if your area is near East Old State Road and then Big Marsh Road, that's going to be spots that you're going to want to be getting into your safe spot immediately. That's going to be the main focus as of right now. Latest scan showing where those reds and those greens are coming a little bit closer together to where you're going to want to get into your safe spot away from doors, away from windows until the storm does pass. It does look like they did just trim back that tornado warning. So at the moment, Bel Air, you're clear. And I would say if you're anywhere west of M66, the main hazard is now just going to be passing by you. So still east of M66, we still do have that couplet. Penny Bridge Road, East Old State Road, Big Marsh Road, and then eventually where M32 comes to M131. So that's going to be just to the south and west of Elmira. Even near Francis Road, if you're just west of M31 between Elmira and Mansalona. These are going to be the spots that you're, again, going to want to get into at least a sturdy building away from doors, away from windows on the lowest level of your home until the storm does pass. 6:45, that's what we got for you. That's coming in from the National Weather Service. So time check of 6:25. You've got about 20 more minutes to go. So let's reset. Let's go ahead and go back. That's the storm itself. And anywhere you're seeing, especially some of those reds, some of those pinks, some of those purples. Not only are we talking about the chance for the rotation within this storm, but we're also watching for heavy rainfall, plenty of lightning, gusty winds, hail. That's also been a big hazard with this storm. So let's go ahead and show you this. I think this is going to be one of the other big hazards we're following with this storm. So this is taking a look at that hail potential, especially where you have some of those purples and some of those black shadings on the map. Now just moving over M66, moving off to the north and east. So this storm does look like it has had a history producing some pretty decent sized hail. I would say at least 1 inch plus in diameter, and it still will have that chance going here throughout the next about 15 minutes. Reflectivity, let's go ahead and show you what else is going on across the region. So that's the main storm that we have warned. Again, it was an area of rotation. It was over the west, or I should say the East Bay, and now it's moved overland into Antrim County. So even East Jordan, just now to the east of Charlevoix, Charlevoix County, Emmett County, even towards the Straits right now, Mackinac City, for those who might be just moving up that way near the bridge, if you're going to be traveling over the bridge. Good, decent shower and a thunderstorm now moving areas right there near Mackinac City, St. Ignace here within the next few minutes. And even going a little bit farther off to the north, we'll be watching even western, or I should say eastern Chippewa County towards Drummond Island. That's a pretty good shower and storm moving your way too. As of right now, none of the activity near the tip of the Mitt is severe warned. This is the only severe warned storm we have. Even a few now starting to pop into Kalkaska County, just south of Mansalona. But right now, nothing severe. And then going a little bit farther south, even going into central lower as of right now, radar looking generally quiet. So this is still the main area of concern that we'll be watching. And still, for those of us just joining us, we stick with these tornado warnings because we continue to get new scans in. Every time you see that little beam crossing over the storm, it gives us a new scan. It gives us new information of how the storm is acting, of how the storm is behaving, and where exactly it's moving. So that's what we are going to continue to follow it, so we can get that new information, so we can understand if the storm is weakening, if the storm is strengthening. And as of right now, we have seen it stay strong enough to where it's still warranted that tornado warning until 6:45. So let's go ahead and get the velocity. Let's get a new scan in here, and we'll get back down to street level. And this is now the main thread east of M66. So if you're near East Old State Road, if you are anywhere near Big Marsh Road, Jordan River Road, even going towards, I would say, Francis Road, getting a little bit closer to M131. That's our main area of concern right now for anything tornadic. So when we're looking at the storm winds, is what we call them there at the top of your screen, where you see the greens, that's the winds going towards the radar. Where you see the reds, that's the winds going away from the radar. Where you see those colors coming a little bit closer together, pretty much right where that little lightning strike is. That's going to be the main center or area of rotation, or at least concern of rotation. So that's why we're sticking with this storm. We still have indications of some decent rotation, and it does appear that there are more wooded areas in this area, but there are still folks and residents who live in these backwoods who might have cottages, cabins, things of that nature. So that's the reason why we're going to stick with the storm, at least until the main tornadic threat is over. So still, if you're just joining us, East Old State Road, Big Marsh Road, Jordan River Road, even going towards Francis Road, just